Hey folks, it is Alex Wiseman back again to talk to you about January 9th, our first day of class. We are going to be working on a couple of basic objectives for the first day, but I also want to take some time during day one to talk to you just about the feel of each day's website or web page and what you'll be doing. The number one rule, the number one thing I want you to remember is that you should start at the top of the page and work your way down. I recommend that you go in that order. It's meant to set it up so that you go in that order. I hope that it will make it easier for you if you go in that order. So please start at the top and then do everything in order until you get to the bottom. I hope that makes sense. Okay. So every day you're going to have the date. It'll tell you what day it is. It'll have a link back to the main page. For whatever reason. There's a link to the syllabus. If you need to get back to the syllabus, it's the same syllabus that you would link to on the home page. There will be an introductory video. This video that you're watching right now will be in this spot here. Let me do that little spotlight thing so you can see what I'm doing as I move through. So there'll be a video right here under where it says, please watch these introductory videos. That's where you're probably watching me now. Yay. Then you'll have the objectives. So the objectives for today, day one, are to understand what educational research is, how it differs from evaluation, what some of the most common terms and concepts are that are associated with educational research, how educational research is typically used by students, researchers, educators, policymakers, and other professionals. So it will be that kind of a, sort of get to know you class. You'll be doing the basics. The other thing, this is just on a random note, if you're watching me in the little screen over here, you will see that I often sort of look like I'm looking down. It's because I have what's called progressive lenses. And the screen is close enough that I have to look through the bottom part of my glasses to make it focus. So I'm not trying to be snotty. I'm just trying to see the screen. Okay. So those are the objectives for the day. I want you to keep that in mind as we move forward. Then you will have learning modules, and they're numbered in order. Module 1.1 is day one, module 1. 1.2 is day one, module 2. You get the numbering here. Then there will be chapters from our Franklin Wallen book. They're linked here. So for example, chapter 1A, the nature of educational research. If I click on this, lo and behold, it opens a PDF for me. You can do the same thing. It is it's a PDF of a textbook. I don't know what else to tell you. It couldn't get more exciting than this. It is broken up into different sections, though. If you'd like to download it, for example, on my computer, I just go over here to the download button. However you do that on your computer, feel free to do that. And you'll see that there are 4 chapters from the Franklin Wallen book that I would like for you to read about the nature of educational research, what the research problem looks like, and then ethics and research, all important topics that will give you a firm foundation and background in that. It is approximately 39, 46 pages of reading right here. Not too bad. I think that's a pretty good amount. It's a textbook, so you will read it like you read a textbook. For me, when I read textbooks, I tend to look for highlights, and I tend to do a very careful skim. You might read it very differently. People have different reading speeds. Do it in whatever form works best for you. I would ask you then to review the main points sections from each of the Franklin Wallen chapters that you read for today, paying particular attention to the key terms and definitions. That's after you've read through or carefully skimmed or however you read textbooks. Then I'd like for you to review the main points sections. That'll be at the end of the chapters. I'd like for you then to complete the 3 online quizzes that are linked here below. You read chapters 1, 2, and 4, so you'll be doing quizzes for chapters 1, 2, and 4. I would like to point out, you'll click through to this, but note this right here. You must first submit your answers using the button at the bottom of each quiz, and then email your results to me, Dr. Wiseman, using the email function at the bottom of the results page. Let me show you what that looks like. So for chapter 1 quiz, you click on it, you get this. Ta-da! The ability to use existing facts to drive new information is known as, it's multiple choice. This comes from chapter 1, remember? And so you will select the correct answers. I'm just going to go through and select A for everyone just so you can see how it's done. Scrolling. And I'm going to select A. I'm not saying that A is the right answer. I'm just doing this as an example. You know that, right? A. And then you submit answers. Ta-da. And it gives you this. And it's going to show the answers. I'm using my hand to cover the screen, like that makes it so you can't see. So it'll give you the answers and you'll know what you did or how you did. You then will email the results to your instructor. My email is aww207. Look at that, it automatically fills it in for me and says email the results. Ta-da! And that's all it takes, right? Because as it says here, please, your name and email address. Whoops, my name out. Oh, I have to say, okay. See, it's good we're doing this. Alex Wiseman test. My email address is aww207, blah, blah, blah. Email with the results. Yay, send successful. Okay. So now you know. The other thing I'd like for you to be aware of is, let's say that you've gone through and you see that you've gotten only 2 correct, and you really don't want to only have a 13% on your first assignment. Well, the beautiful part of this is that you can go back to chapter 1, click on that link again, and lo and behold, you could take the whole thing over if you'd like. So the goal of this, remember, this quiz, it's helping you identify what are the key terms, what are the key values, what are the key, whatever that you need to know, the main points that you need to know from each of these chapters. So you've done your reading or skimming of the chapters, you've reviewed the main points, and then you've done the chapter 1 quiz or chapter whatever quiz, and you've done them as many times as you need to do them in order to get them 100%, because I would recommend, why wouldn't you want to get 100%? And then you move on from there, okay? So it's meant to be for you to test yourself, and then you share that with me. Okay, that's going to be important. Next, you're going to move on to module 1.3, and how does research differ from evaluation? And you're going to do that by reading this linked chapter. What's the difference between evaluation and research, and why do we care? What a great topic. Who would have thought of that? So you're going to read that. It's only 13 pages, and that's going to tell you what the difference is between research and evaluation. One of the key differences between research and evaluation that I'm going to share with you right now is that research tends to not be driven by stakeholders to the same overt degree that evaluation is. Evaluation is usually meant to test whether or not some sort of objective or goal was met by an organization or a project or whatever, and then you see where the strengths and where the weaknesses were. Whereas research is usually meant to answer a question or to validate a hypothesis or test a hypothesis, something like that. All right, but you'll get more of that from Sandra Matheson in that reading. Then you're going to watch a video. What is educational research by Vested Guy? I like this video. You simply click on it.
The University of Huddersfield, inspiring tomorrow's professionals.
It gives you fancy graphics. Ian Rushton, best guy. Look at this. I couldn't do this kind of production.
What is educational research? The purpose of this video is to introduce you to the concepts and...
Okay, it's a 5-minute video on the basic concepts of educational research. Great video, watch it, you'll enjoy it. So now you've done that. You've done readings, you've done an online quizzes, you've watched a video. Next thing you're gonna do is you're going to do a couple of things by the end of the day. That's your day, whatever your January 9th is, right? Whatever your time zone is. by midnight on your time zone, you're going to identify 2 to 3 possible research topics, and you're going to write a memo to me explaining why each possible topic is worth researching. Give each topic a paragraph each. As part of your explanation, please also tell me which research approach, quantitative, qualitative, or mixed, you think might be most appropriate for each research topic and why. These are all things that you will have gotten exposure to in the first part of today's lessons, through the readings, through the quizzes, and through the videos. So you should be able to tell me about quantitative, qualitative, mixed methods. You should be able to tell me a little bit about your research topic. The one key to the research topic, however, is that you need to pick topics that are interesting to you, that maybe you've already done some work on. It's not necessarily, doesn't have to be something that's brand new out of nowhere. You're just going to pick things that you think are interesting to research. Okay. You're going to then pick one of the possible research topics that you have put in your memo to me, and you're going to develop a concept map using this little link. You'll need to sign up for a free account first. And you're going to create a 5-minute or less screencast explaining your concept map. So what I'm doing right now is screencasting. I'm showing you my screen and I'm talking to you. And you're going to do that using ScreencastOMatic. So let's do the mind map first. We go to the mind map. I clicked on the link. We're waiting for it to connect. Super exciting. Okay. So I'm going to sign in because I believe I have a username and password. I usually use this for things. Let's see if I got it right. Of course I didn't. We're going to give it one more try, and then I'm going to pause until I remember. Okay, we're going to sign in with Google. I'm going to use this one because I'm crazy. I'm going to say allow. Success. All right, we're waiting. Super exciting. I'm going to click the plus button. And I'm going to say my idea is, I want to know, my question starting out is, why do boys score higher in math in high school than girls, especially in Saudi Arabia? Which, by the way, isn't true. Girls tend to score even with or a little above boys in Saudi Arabia. Okay, so I did it. Yay for me. Now I'm going to add a new bubble. Great, and I'm going to think about, all right, I've got a couple things going on. One, I've got culture. Culture in Saudi Arabia encourages boys more than girls. I think. That's what I think's happening. All right, and I'm gonna move it over here because I want to. And I'm going to create, actually I'm gonna create this. How do I do that? Oh, look at that. That's how I do that. Okay, so I figured out how to connect. Simply move one over the other, one of the boxes over the other, and you get a fancy little connecty thing. Holy smoke, I've got this figured out. And then I'm going to say math is not always a, I'll try to spell first, always a subject that girls enroll in high school. Yes, I was an English teacher in a former life. All right, and I'll keep going like that, and I'll create a little map. It'll take me from my question through some of my ideas about why it works the way it does, what are the different factors that are contributing to it, what might be the variables that are involved in this whole messy thing. You can create whatever you want, just some sort of a map that shows me that you have an idea of what this is and how it's connected and what are the ways that this is sort of integrating with other things. And you can move it around. You can see that all you have to do is highlight and it will give you the next line. That's kind of cool. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to ScreencastOMatic.com. ScreencastOMatic.com. I have a cheap thing here. Yay for us. This is a very easy and free way to record things. I'm just going to hit start recording. Please don't pay for this. It's free. Well, it's going to make me download the launcher. I already have the launcher. I'll just show you where it lives on mine. It lives down here at ScreencastOMatic. So I open up ScreencastOMatic. It will take a moment to start. When it does start, it will ask me if I want to do the free version. Of course, I'm going to say yes. Free recorder, duh. And then it will start up. I'm not actually going to, and you'll see it gives you this little frame. So if I go back to my bubble page, please. There we go. And I can adjust the frame. Maybe I just want it to see this part. Oh, here, it's over here. This little thing. I adjust it down. And this is already at the right place. I can make it so that you can see the webcam too. I got a lot of webcams going on at once here. But we're just going to do screen. And then I click record. It'll give you 15 minutes of free recording. You can do as many 15-minute recordings as you want. And that's it. I'm going to say cancel now because I don't really want to do that because I'm already recording. But now you see how it works. Yay for us. And I'm going to close that. So by going to the bubble map and then you use ScreencastOMatic, you download a little program. It helps you create a free screencast like this. Save that as a video. You'll see at the end of your ScreencastOMatic session, it'll ask you to save it, and you want to save it. And then you will need to share your concept map. All right? You're going to do that. And you're going to share it with me just by emailing, right? You're going to email it to me by the end of the day. So I'm going to get 2 emails from you on January 9th. One is a memo about 2 to 3 possible research topics. You're going to tell me why each possible topic is worth researching, 1 paragraph each. You'll also tell me in those paragraphs about the approach that you think you might use to investigate that topic and why. And then the second email is going to be a screencast with a mind map. You're going to talk about your mind map, all right? And you're just going to explain to me what I'm seeing in the concept map. The purpose, you might wonder, of this assignment is for you to be able to think about what you want to do as your main topic for the rest of the assignments for this very short class. You need to have a good idea. I'm going to give you feedback on day 1. Remember, it's going to take about 24 hours. So you're going to probably have to choose and move forward for day 2 before you might get the feedback from me if you're in a wonky time zone that's really different from mine. But just charge ahead. I'm behind you. I'm supporting you all the way. I'm going to give you feedback, and you're going to incorporate that as you can within 24 hours. But no big deal. All right? Next, you are encouraged to look ahead at the following day's activities and especially to prepare for the next day as soon as possible. In particular, please do the following in preparation. In all of your fancy free time, please start watching the Developing Your Research Idea proposal. There are 4 parts to it. There are videos linked on the January 12th webpage. Just start watching them as soon as possible. You will not have time to watch them all on January 12th. You want to do that ahead of time. Trust me on this. You also want to identify and commit to one empirical research question to base your research proposal assignments around as soon as possible, preferably today. So you're doing some things for me in the application activities that are going to help you think about what your one topic is. Now, when I say empirical research question, empirical means that it is observable, that you could actually collect data on it. You could see it, you could measure it, you can do something with it that makes it real and tangible. It's not philosophy, it's not theory, it's actually testing something with data. I'd also like for you to start thinking about which of your give me a second.